Hi everybody, I'm Ryan. Today we're going to talk about the One Ring, and not the serialized one of one ring that actually just got announced, got pulled as I'm recording this video, but the One Ring, the Magic card. The Magic card that is taking Modern by storm, because the card is way better played out than it looks on the surface. The card is just amazing. So let's look at what the card does. The One Ring is a 4-mana legendary artifact with indestructible. When the One Ring enters a battlefield, if you cast it, you gain protection from everything until your next turn. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life for each burden counter on the One Ring, and you can tap the One Ring to put a burden counter on the One Ring, then draw a card for each burden counter on the One Ring. Let's talk about what this card does and how this all plays out. So you play a 4-mana the One Ring. Cool. You immediately have a fog. So you can play this into a board where you don't need to block. In fact, probably the best way to play it is to make a psychotic attack where you're dead on board and then just like play the One Ring and you fog. Boom, done. You can then immediately tap it to draw a card. No damage dealt immediately, tap it to draw a card. You can't be dealt damage for the next turn. Untap, you can immediately tap it to draw 2 more cards after you get dealt 1 damage during your upkeep. You keep playing Magic as normal, you're now 3 cards up. Or actually, to profit 2 cards because you had to play the One Ring. Another turn cycle goes, you get dealt 2 damage on your upkeep. One Ring has dealt you 3 damage, and now you get to tap it to draw 3 cards. You've now drawn 6 cards and have been dealt 3 damage. Now, the neat part about the One Ring too is that it plays great in multiples. Now that you've been dealt 3 damage and you've drawn 6 cards, now play a second the One Ring. The cool part about the One Ring is that it's legendary. So you sacrifice the one with the burden counters on it and keep the one that you just played. Now we can reset. Now we don't have to worry about the burden counters and the upkeep damage getting just insane. Tap it to draw a card. No damage dealt yet. Continue the cycle. And so the reason this card is good is because of that fog, you get to protect yourself, so you would often save as much damage as it would deal to you. The card plays amazing in multiples because you can reset the burden counters, and over the course of 3 turns, you profit 5 cards. You draw 6 cards over the course of 3 turns and get dealt 3 damage to you. I would 100% play a 4-mana card that said draw 6 over the course of the next 2 turns, and you lose 3 life. And that's essentially what this is. It doesn't sit on the battlefield without you drawing a second one very often. So most decks that are playing it have to play 3 to 4, probably 4. And what this is doing to Modern is really impressive, because pretty much every deck, every slower deck that is not a tempo deck, Murktide is not doing this, without a deck building restriction is now playing the One Ring. Every single one. So Creativity obviously can't because they don't want to creativity into the One Ring, although it seems fine. Murktide is not because they want to keep their mana really low. 4 mana is a lot for Murktide. Hammer Time is not because they want to keep mana really low. However, Rhinos, Omnath, Scam is even doing it. I saw a burn deck that 5-0'd the other day that is playing the One Ring, which also just sounds insane. Tron is playing the One Ring. Yawgmoth's playing the One Ring, and Orcish Bowmasters actually. Which Orcish Bowmasters is a way to deal with the One Ring, I guess. Amulet Titan's playing the One Ring. The Breach deck's playing the One Ring, etc., etc., etc. And not only playing the One Ring, but they're all playing 4 of the One Ring because of all the things I just talked about. Living End is not, obviously. But it's really an impressive... It is taking Modern by total storm. If you are a slower deck that does not have a deck building restriction, you are playing the One Ring, period. Which means that you need the One Ring in order to get into Modern now, which is making the card very expensive, especially on Magic Online. Last time we looked at the price on Magic Online, it was $150 per. So in order to play any but like the 4 decks I listed that don't play it, you need to dump $600, which is just wild. So this is the new innovation in Modern. Now, will it get banned? That's not what this video is about. I'm saying maybe. I think this reminds me of a situation like Smuggler's Copter, where every deck was playing a card because it was colorless and very powerful, with no color restrictions. Not that Modern cares about color restrictions anyway, but you need to be playing the One Ring. If you don't want to play Creativity, Murktide, Hammer Time, or Living End, you have to have 4 copies of the One Ring in Modern now. And I think it's important that we talk about this. I want my audience to know about this innovation in looking into Modern so you don't be surprised if you're not in on the new hip trends. So how do you beat the One Ring? Because, you know, you're going to be playing a lot of One Ring mirrors looking forward. Exile effects like Tear Asunder are really good. Counter magic, a big reason why like Murktide is still doing well is the counter magic, being able to counter cards like the One Ring so they don't get buried. Similarly with creativity, that's their plan. I mean, it's just countering the One Ring, like they run Spell Pierce anyway. Or playing the One Ring deck yourself and playing it first and drawing more cards than them, you know? It is really hard to beat once it is online because they just get so many cards out of it for so little cost. But that's just something I wanted you guys to think about moving forward in Modern. You know, if you don't want to play those 4 decks, then make sure you pick up your 4 copies of the One Ring or wait it out because, you know, this reminds me of Spellwars Copter. Might get banned. If you like this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. Check me out on social medias. Links are above me and in the description. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.